Are you?
Just set easy.
Yeah.
And go up.
Go up. Going up.
I'm going up.
Going. Play with a big man. Did you?
Oh, it's just gonna be hard.
Let's do it.
It's gonna be hard.
Do it. Come on, brother. Fuck. A little clown.
Just watch this. Okay, it didn't work. I'm gonna literally do one, rest. One.
Yeah. It's alright. Fuck, okay. Come on, brother. Oh my bro. Oh, there they are. Oh,
This is scary.
One. Oh. Mate. Fuck.
That's like when you jump up. That is nice. Literally just got back from the gym. My fingers still cut open from deadlifts. I've still got chalk on my hands. I'm doing this straight as I get back. My food's probably going to burn, but it's all fine because I'm getting footage for you guys, giving you guys knowledge that you could probably use in the future. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm going to be going through what's in my gym bag and what I recommend you guys take with you to the gym on a daily basis. So, here's my bag, got it. First thing, lifting straps. These are Gymshark ones, don't get copyrighted for that. Don't actually use them, people ask to borrow them more than I use them. I wouldn't say it's a necessity to have these because I use chalk instead. If you want to use straps, go for it because it will really help you with your grip strength while deadlifting or rowing or maybe even pressing a dumbbell or dumbbell rows, because this rubber part on it is going to grip the dumbbell or bar for you and you just have to hold your hand around that. And the fact that this is around your wrist as well makes it so much easier to stop your hand actually coming off when it gets too heavy and your grip is fatiguing. So I'd probably say that you don't need these, because what I would recommend instead is chalk. Chalk is like, I'd say this is a necessity if you're trying to lift heavy and hit PRs, especially when you're doing pull movements where your grip is really going to fatigue quickly and you need to keep on going. The chalk is basically going to make your hands grip more, it's going to make more friction between your hand and the bar, so you're going to be able to keep it in one place for longer. This is also really good for bench, makes you feel more solid when pushing the bar back upwards. And I've seen a few people put it on their back while squatting to make the bar stop rolling down, or maybe even up if you're leaning too far forwards. So I'd say this is a necessity to have because it comes in handy in many ways, trust me. So liquid chalk, banging. I would recommend this to everybody, and it's quite cheap as well. It's like $6.99 on the internet. Wrist wraps, these are mine. Wrist wraps go around your wrist like so. I'd really recommend these. It's absolutely brilliant for benching if you're feeling your wrists are getting weak or you're going to fatigue and drop it. These are not the same as lifting straps. Lifting straps help your grip. They do not support your wrists very well. I started using these like a month ago maybe, and now I can't go without them while I'm doing push movements such as bench press or dumbbell press. These are not a necessity, but they just make you feel safer in the gym. So wrist wraps, it's up to you whether you buy them, but they are quite cheap, about the same price as chalk, about $6.99. The next thing is going to be knee sleeves. These are like, if you're into squatting heavy and you're like an intermediate lifter and you're starting to lift heavier, you want to look after your knees, your back, all those joints and muscles that you're going to be using. These are going to be life-saving. If you're squatting heavy, these are a necessity. I can't stress how much these help you to stay tight and keep your form correct while squatting heavy weight. These are literally the best thing ever for when you're squatting heavy. They can be quite pricey. If you're going for SPD or Mark Bell knee sleeves, they can be quite pricey, but they are worth it, trust me. You can get cheaper ones, but I'm not sure what they're like. I would take a guess and say that they're not as good as these, but make sure they fit you fairly tightly. These are a size large. You measure around the knee, the circumference of your knee, then you choose your size and they come, and then you squat at bare weight without any stress. The next thing is going to be squat shoes. Yes, there is more than one. I do have 2 feet. There is a second one, but it's in my bag, so you don't need to see it. It's the same as this one, no stress. Squat shoes, they are great. I wouldn't say you need them because you can squat in your socks, take your shoes off, or put plates under the heel of your shoe. What this does is it raises the heel, makes it easier to squat and push off the back of your foot, push off your heel when squatting. This is going to help you stay strong on the floor. Your feet aren't going to be wobbling, your feet aren't going to be moving if they do that when you squat. If you're squatting heavy, I'd say these is a necessity. Also, it makes you look like an absolute Donny in the gym, because people who wear these are usually the people that know what they're doing. So if you're really into the lifting and you've got a passion for it, these are a necessity. But if you're just an everyday lifter trying to lose weight, I wouldn't say you need these. The next thing is going to be a lifting belt. This is about £50. They do start at about £15. This is kind of an intermediate belt. Someone I know has an Inza belt, about fucking like 120 quid for a belt, and then SBD belts cost like £160. They range up to mental prices. Lifting belts are a necessity only if you are lifting heavy on deadlift and squat. I do wear it while I'm benching, but that's just because I'm extra and I feel tighter when I set up on the bench. Nobody really wears them on a bench except me and a few other people that I know of. What a belt theoretically does is it holds your core tight and stops you feeling like you're gonna fall over during a lift. So when you squat, you put this on, you breathe in, put it on as tight as you can. When you breathe out, it's gonna press against this. You're gonna feel really tight. You're gonna feel so much more tight, and your core is gonna be more stable. Your back's not gonna go out. It's gonna be such a better squat or deadlift. I really recommend lifting belts if you're doing compound lifts, which are super heavy. Next thing is smelling salts. These are fucking brutal. They are really not a necessity. I just bought them like literally a few days ago because I heard that they are hard hitting and they are good for hitting PRs. They just smell so strong. As soon as you smell it, it's like it puts you in that fight or flight mode, and you literally just need to get your lift done. You can't pussy out. Your eyes will be like watering a little bit if it's hit you too hard, but you just gotta man up. Don't be a pussy and just do your lift. Like, I'm gonna show you guys. You unscrew it yet. I'm actually scared. What's that? Like, I got that close. Oh my god. This shit's so strong. These are the strongest salts I've ever smelled. I don't think any other ones are as strong as this, but still, they are good for getting you in the zone, psyched up for that PR. Not a necessity though, because they will kill you. Drug dealer, I wear Nike, not Fila. Lean like Tao Pizza.
Smart like Mona Lisa off. Had enough of 36 shots, 72.